Hello, my little draconic wolfkins. I hope that you're all doing well. If you guys like what you see and hear, please like and subscribe and turn on that bell. Alright, let's get started. This happened to me recently. I am a 19-year-old female living in Houston, Texas. I did urban exploring in abandoned places, though nothing bad had happened. This event ceases to terrify my thoughts and has changed my mind about exploring forever. That day, I had planned to go to the movies, but it got canceled. But in my house, I knew I had to take advantage of going out, so instead of going to the movies and invited a friend that has been through a lot lately in his home and life. Now, I don't really like to bring new people to explore because of safety, but my friend has gone exploring with me a few times, but nothing bad has ever happened. Anyways, I asked an old friend if he could send me a new location, which was a little school around in the downtown area, and we headed there at first. We then searched around to find a way into the building. The way in was towards the back, but there was people, so we headed to a different location, which also failed because the way in was towards the back and they were nailed into the wall. So we returned to the little school. Now, the people were still outside in the back area, and I still wanted to go in the building. So, let me explain how the fences were set. This will fall into what happened in the story. The building had a set of different fences. Inside the first one, we had to roll under, and the second fence, there was a small opening that you had to open in order to get in. Well, we made ourselves in, and I decided to go on a short roof that which separates the big building and a small building, while my friend was on the bottom of where I was. I then explained to him there was a way in, but we would be seen. Next, I heard a man yell, "What the fuck are you doing on my property, motherfucker?" He, my heart dropped. I thought it was the cops, and I heard my friend screaming, "Stop, we will leave," the guy told him. "I saw you guys trying to get in from a mile away," and continued to beat my friend with a bat. I then I then stood and stared from the roof. I am frozen in fear. I see my friend bleeding heavily. The man then stares at me, and I screamed, "We will leave, I swear." And I showed no mercy and said, "No, you both are leaving in a body bag. I will kill every single Mexican." As he tried to get to me, I told my friend, "Run, run now." I saw him run into the gap as the man tried to run after him. I then jumped off the roof without hesitation and ran towards the first fence to roll under. I then saw my friend roll under, and his whole clothes were covered in blood, while his eyes was swollen and his face bleeding. I then told him to run to his car, and we drove off. I then saw a cop car. I told him to leave his car and get into mine. As I ran to the cop, nobody answered, and I looked through to see no one there, and I ran back to my friend holding his right wrist and squirting blood in my car. He looked at me and said, "Thank you for being there in my life. I'm dying. I'm cold." I screamed till the top of my lungs. I then sped to the hospital screaming, "Please help." As people stared in terror at my friend and from how much blood was on both of us. They then got him to the room and cut his bloody clothes, and I had to tell him a different story. If I told them I was in a building, I would have been in deep trouble. They then stapled his head, stitched his nose, and diagnosed him with a broken wrist. I kept blaming myself for what happened. My dad got there and pretty much hated me and cursed me out in front of everyone as I stood in front of the room in terror. Later, my mom finally showed up, then thanked me for calling her. After that, we went into the restroom and I threw up. I then went home with my mom, the only one that has been by my side. I was having a panic attack from the incident. Right now, my friend has a closed purple eye, stitched nose, and a cast on his arm. Urban explorers out there, please be careful. You'll never know what you could find in these types of places because death can end up as a result.